And so tonight's debate, a precursor to what will happen here at this university next week, an opportunity for the entire nation not only to continue to see the candidates who've offered themselves up for the highest office in the land, and perhaps the most important elected office on planet Earth, will also give them a chance to hear about, see, and understand a little more who Florida Atlantic University is and what we represent.
To my right sit the Republicans, and to my left sit the Democrats. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer the first question, and if they wish, an opponent may have 1 minute to refute or to rebut. All right, let's go. Senator Obama, junior senator. What do you have, sir, that to stand you above the crowd to serve as President of the United States?
Well, I'd just like to start off by saying that I think we need to first change our perspective on what we consider free experience. I've worked as a civil rights advocate, a civil rights attorney. I had an 8-year run in the Illinois State Senate, as well as a few years in the U.S. Senate. I think that my experience, rooted in the real life of real people, real Americans, has given me the insight and the ability to be able to lead with the knowledge to take on the issues that we face today. I feel that I'm the best advocate of change that we want to see in this country, and as president, I will work forward to making real changes that will affect the lives of millions of Americans.
All right, thank you very much, Senator. How would you be different than those do-nothing politicians in Washington today? Senator McCain.
Well, I have been in the Congress for 26 years now, and I believe I've been consistent, and I honor things that a lot of other politicians don't. And my approval rating isn't the highest in the Senate, but I am at about, last time I checked, about 54% approved. And I think the way I communicate bipartisan is definitely an advantage that President Bush has not been able to.
I understand. So Senator, you would bring a more bipartisanship to Washington than what's been going on in the last couple of years?
To be able to work with both Democrats and Republicans, I think, is very important in the Oval Office.
Do you support, Senator, in-state tuition breaks at universities for the children of illegal immigrants?
Right, that's the DREAM Act, which many students take part of that. Many students look forward to take part of that. Now, the DREAM Act values families because these are students. It's not their fault their parents brought them here within 1-year-old, 2-year-old. They spent all their life in American middle schools, elementary schools, and high schools, and now they're graduating. What are they going to do? Are they going to the streets? Are they going to go become members of gangs? What are they going to do? Now, what we're proposing here is a DREAM Act will allow for them to go to school, to either they go to school, they take part in the military, and that way they get educated and face the job market.
Thank you very much, Senator. We're going to get some different opinions on the other side, especially in the great state of Arkansas.
Absolutely.
Governor Huckabee, why don't you tell us your opinion of in-state tuition breaks for children of illegal immigrants?
Well, getting back to your question, this is so typical of Senator Clinton to flip-flop on issues just to please both sides of the aisle. I think the issue here is giving tax dollars to illegal immigrants is simply preposterous. It's not responsible spending whatsoever. And I can tell you that is not going to work. Not only will that not work in the Democrat Party, it will not work with the Republican Party too. It will simply be a bill that will not. That will not.
All right, you can have a rebuttal, Senator.
I'll just like to rebut this. I think the governor actually instituted a policy like that in Arkansas. If I'm not mistaken.
I have not ever instituted a policy in Arkansas that handed tax dollars to illegal immigrants. And as a matter of fact, at the end of my 10 years as governor in Arkansas, my state had a surplus of $8 $300 million. And this was after working with a Democrat state legislature as a Republican governor to pass through tax cuts. I was allowed, with the tax cuts, I saved Arkansas families $380 million. So yes, you can have tax cuts and you can have surpluses if you have responsible spending.
I take issue with the word illegal. There aren't any illegal human beings. These people are undocumented. You gotta give them a path to citizenship. Now, yes, I do support legal status for some illegal people, although we are not using this word illegal in this case. These people that do deserve this DREAM Act and do deserve the tax cut are people that have long ties to the United States of America, people who were born in this country, raised through our public education system, which was already paid for by our tax dollars. Thus, to give them an opportunity to go on to college and become successful and participants of this country, and then eventually citizens and taxpayers likewise, it's just ridiculous. You have to give these people the tax cuts for their education, otherwise they do end up on the streets, and then you end up having a problem.
Governor, would you help by promoting embryonic stem cell research? Would you help those who need embryonic cells to help cure their diseases, sir?
I'd love to answer that question. I definitely do not feel that embryonic research has to be only done through aborted fetuses. As a matter of fact, I strongly oppose any tax dollars to go towards the abortion issue, because not only is that against what my so-called opponents say, the choice issue, you must give a choice to everyone. Every taxpayer deserves a choice. And if you're taking our tax dollars and putting it towards abortion for stem cell research, you're not giving everyone a choice. So the real deal there is, I do not, and I will never, as president, support any tax dollars going to that sort of issue that not everyone agrees with, not everyone likes whatsoever. And I'm a strong, strong believer in states' rights. I'm a strong believer in local rights. And one of the problems I see happening in this country today, that too many of our individual rights are being lost from the local and state jurisdictions and gone to federal. I am not an imperialist. I believe in strengthening the individual, local, and states' rights, and to reaffirm that, not to give more to the federal government.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor. Senator Edwards, I think you have something to say about embryonic stem cell research.
Several things about what Governor Huckabee just said. You talk about giving people choices. Back during the Reagan administration, you talk about flip-flopping. During the Reagan administration, you were quoted as saying that you wanted to have AIDS patients segregated from the rest of the society as if they are not human beings. That's something that you have continually said on record as that you defend that statement. You want to talk about flip-flopping? Well, there's always growth and maturing of knowledge. If you refuse to accept new facts as they arise, then you're ignorant. And then when you talk about giving choices to the American taxpayers, do you want to give a choice to the family that lives in some small town in rural America that doesn't want to support schools because they're now integrated? Do you want to give a taxpayer a choice that they don't want to pay their taxes because it might be going to fund the war in Iraq? Do you want to give them a choice to not pay their tax dollars to how you want to make sure that our healthcare system in America actually continues to function for everyone? If you want to give people choices, okay, but where would you stop and draw the line? Because everyone has different moral issues, and what is right and wrong is not everything that you believe and that everybody else. It is totally subjective.
To rebut that, Senator. Go right ahead, Governor.
My rebuttal is very short. It's very simple. I do strongly believe that every taxpayer deserves an option and deserves that option. And I will never, ever, ever support any tax dollars going to pay for abortion, because that is simply not giving everyone a choice in that issue. And I will stay.